I really can't believe I'm even making this video. I mean, not only did Michigan win, we won by 15 points. Let's get right into it. I'm going to go ahead and say this. For all the Ohio State Classy fans, there are plenty of them on this channel, man. I thank you guys for watching this channel all throughout the season. I hope you don't leave me just because Michigan beat you guys. It's been 10 years. So, of course, I'm going to be excited. I'm going to be stoked, and I'm going to give it to Ohio State the same way I was planning on giving it to Michigan had we lost this game. You guys know. You've seen it. When Michigan loses in the past, I go in on them. I go ham on them. So now that we've won, I'm going to go in on Ohio State, and it's going to feel like I'm being hard on you guys, but listen, it's no different than what I would be doing to my own team, because Ohio State, I said going into this game, man, my preview video was so spot on. I'm not always right, but I said going into this game that Ohio State, for Michigan to win this game, if both teams brought their A game, Ohio State was going to win this game. They're the more talented team. That's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. No matter how well Michigan coach, you cannot take the talent that is on Ohio State versus the talent that is on Michigan and beat them. Beat them that way. You had to either hope that they didn't bring their A game, which they did not on defense, or you had to bring them down a notch on their to a B game or a C game maybe even, which we did do for the running game for Ohio State. Michigan, for all the things that Ohio State did well in this game, man, Michigan really earned this W. For one, 42 points. We put 42 points on the board. I'm not sure if it was every single time that we were in the red zone. It feels like we went 6 for 6 in the red zone, but we may have scored a touchdown outside the red zone. I think it was 6 for 6 inside the red zone, which means we absolutely executed. We turned possessions into touchdowns in this situation, and Ohio State had how many field goals? 2. They had 2 field goals compared to our 0. If you'd have told me that it was that way, I would have thought for sure it'd be the other way around. I thought for sure it'd be Jake Moody kicking those field goals and us settling for field goals. But no, we did that right. We did that correctly. We got the ball in the end zone. Hassan Haskins got the ball in the end zone 5 times. And let's just be real. Michigan dominated the line of scrimmage. I don't know how many of you guys know this, but I read up on this. I didn't even know this until yesterday. I read up that Michigan has been doing a drill called the Ohio drill. They've never done it in the past. They've done this particular drill, but they reinvented it. They revamped it to where it was the Ohio drill, to where you would win the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football. In this rivalry, I think Ohio State, it was like 159 yards per game. They have outrushed Michigan in the Jim Harbaugh era. They have outgained Michigan 159 yards per a game. They have absolutely brutalized Michigan on the ground, with their worst effort being an 88-yard discrepancy in their favor against Michigan, which is uncalled for, unacceptable in the Jim Harbaugh era, an era where he loves to run the football, play gritty football, and win up front. So we started this Ohio drill, and we said this is how we're going to beat Ohio State up front. We cannot let them dominate up front in the trenches in this game any longer. And man, oh man, I don't know if it's just the drill alone that did it, but it sure as heck didn't hurt, because Ohio State today, for as good as they've been rushing the ball, they could not run the football today. Somehow, some way, even with us applying the pressure and only sending 4 and sending all the other people back in coverage against the excellent receiving core of the Ohio State Buckeyes, we held the Buckeyes to 30 rushes for 64 yards. Just 2.1 yards per a rush. Unbelievable, unbelievable. Now, CJ Stroud had 6 for negative 30 because there were a lot of sacks. Aiden Hutchinson had 3. David Ajabo had 1. So yeah, that helps out in a big way. But overall, 2.1 yards per carry compared to our 297 yards off of 41 carries, 7.2 yards per carry. I know every respectable, knowledgeable, bright Ohio State fan knows this. That is it. That's really it. I could almost end the video at this, but I won't. I'm going to keep going. There's plenty of other nuggets to get in there. But we won up front. We won up front. And you have to win up front in this game. That's the one thing that hasn't changed since the 80s, since the 70s, since the 60s. The team that wins up front and dominates here wins this game. The other thing that I said we had to do, I said that too many teams were allowing all 3 of Ohio State's big receivers to absolutely go off. You can let 2 go off. You cannot let 3 go off. Now, Chris Olave had 7 receptions for 88 yards. He was the worst of the 3 in that regard. but I would say 7 for 88 with that offense, with what they've been doing, carrying 97% of the passing offense. I would say that's a win for Michigan. 7 catches for 88 yards, and Olave was really off his game. Man, he really dropped some passes. They were sliding passes in the snow-ish. They were tough catches to make. He also made one really damn good catch. They were tough catches to make, but he didn't make them, and he didn't break 100 yards. And even the 2 guys that did break 100 yards, Garrett Wilson, 119, didn't break it by much, only 19 over, and Jaxon Smith-Njigba, 11 catches, 127 yards. We didn't let these guys go loose. Now, I know there's going to be a lot of saying about the weather and this and that. Guys, it's the game. It's November. Who cares about the weather? Michigan has to play in the same weather. We got to play in the same weather. We had 190 yards passing off of 19 attempts. That's pretty good. That's 8.4 yards per completion for Cade McNamara. This wasn't McNamara's best effort. Thank God that Ohio State's rushing defense that showed up against Minnesota and Oregon showed up in this game today, because really McNamara, the one thing I said he does well is take care of the football, and he had a terrible turnover in the first half, but he's also very resilient, and he played very well from that point on, and he did everything he has to do. You can make fun of McNamara all you want. Michigan fans can hate on him because he can't push the ball downfield the way maybe you would hope we do, but we don't have Ohio State's receivers. We don't have necessarily Ohio State's just overall talent, and we still continue to move the football. McNamara did what you ask him to do, which is be a game manager and make the big throw when you need to, and he does. Guys, what did I say going into this preview? I know the preview was like kind of sarcastic, and I was like just getting behind my team, and my heart was in it more than my head, but I meant a lot of things I said, which was, I tried to tell Ohio State fans, this is how Michigan plays football. This is how we're comfortable playing football. 3 yards on first down, 4 yards on second down, and then manageable third downs over and over and over again. One of the best things that Ohio State did today was they did not have manageable third downs like we did. We converted them. They could not stop us on third or fourth and short over and over and over again. The only way they could stop us on third and fourth down was if it was long, like 7 or longer. One of the best things they did offensively was, to CJ Stroud's credit, they were able to convert long third downs, long fourth downs. Man, they were in 3rd and 7 repeatedly. They were in 3rd and 11, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 19, and they ended up getting a short fourth down conversion after that. They were really good on fourth down in general. They were 3 for 4. They were 8 for 18 on third down as a whole. They weren't that good on third down in the first half. They really stepped it up in the second half. Man, CJ Stroud, I got to tip my cap to him. He pretty much single-handedly kept the Buckeyes in this game, freshman or not. Let me tell you, there were a ton of bad snaps in this game. 2, I know of for sure, maybe even 3, but there was one in the first quarter that hit his chest, and it bounced right down. Lucky for him, it didn't bounce forward, because it probably would have been Michigan ball. We were already up 7-0, would have had the ball at the 5-yard line, and probably scored a touchdown. Hits his chest, goes down, he gets it off of one hop, just calmly, and just does whatever he does with that. And then later on, he had a bad snap, picked it up calmly, rolled out right, threw the ball away. CJ Stroud, in my opinion, he's going to be a huge problem for Michigan in the future. He was very good today, 34 for 49, 394 yards, almost had 400 yards passing, and the biggest thing, didn't turn the ball over. If you'd have told me somebody turned the ball over once in today's game, I would have said it's got to be CJ Stroud. And yeah, we'll get to it. Michigan had their opportunities to do so, but Stroud was sacked from behind a couple times, was sacked hard in general, didn't fumble, didn't throw any interceptions, threw 2 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. He just did not get any help from his offensive line on the run game. The run game didn't get going for Ohio State. They did not win on the trenches, and all that talk about their tackles and having 4 tackles overall on their offensive line, being big studs up front, it just didn't work today. To my surprise, I got to be honest with you, when I heard all week it was going to be David Ojabo and Aiden Hutchinson, that was going to be Michigan's key to success, man, I love those 2 guys. I love them. They have a motor on them. Aiden Hutchinson moved today as Michigan's all-time sack leader. Michigan's been playing football for a long time. Unbelievable, man. Congrats to Aiden Hutchinson. That's amazing. That is just an unreal accomplishment, man. I'm so proud of him. I was actually crying during the game, man. I can't believe we won this game. I'll get to it later, but that's just an unbelievable accomplishment. But I got to be honest with you. I thought with all that talk, I just thought that a good offensive line is going to outdo a good defensive line more often than not. It's just really hard to get to a quarterback or even put pressure on him. And even so, I felt like even if we put pressure on him, Stroud would glide outside, make the pass that he needs to make because he's giving his receivers plenty of time to throw to get open. Plenty of time to get open. So I just think it's unreal that they actually did what all the media said that they were going to have to do. That was going to be the great equalizer, and we owned up to it. Jim Harbaugh, we ran the football, and we didn't get conservative just running the football. We just kept taking it because Ohio State was giving it to us. They could not stop us. Whether it was up the gut on an extended run, Ohio State had no answer for the run game, but even when they did start to have an answer, I had to give Josh Gattis and Jim Harbaugh props, man. This was absolutely, not only was it the best play calling I've ever seen on the offensive side of the football this season for Michigan, it was the best play calling I've seen for Michigan in the Jim Harbaugh era. Point blank, period. One of the best plays of the game was in the first quarter on that first drive when we sent Donovan Edwards out in motion and we faked passed it to him from Caden McNamara, gave it to the reverse on AJ Henning. What a play call! After what Donovan Edwards did last week, 10 catches for 170 yards, and now you're making the Ohio State defense focus on him, and you give it to Henning on the reverse. What a play call! We ran the flea flicker again. What a play call at the perfect time. Got it out to the 10-yard line for first and goal, or just outside first and goal. It was just really good. It was really a really good job. I'm going to get further into it. I will send Jim Harbaugh my deepest apologies. I owe him an apology, okay? Because I don't care what he does from here on out. I've said so many bad things, particularly last year. I don't feel so bad about last year. We were 2-4, guys. We were 2-4. This team's way too talented and recruits way too well to go 2-4. COVID season or not, different kind of season or not, 2-4 is terrible. It's pathetic. It's not acceptable at the University of Michigan. But to come back from that and go 10-1 and then win the game by 15 points when you were 7-point underdogs the last I had checked, it's amazing. Jim Harbaugh, you did your job today. I'm a little worried. I am a little worried that if the run wasn't working, we would have continued to stick to it and then things wouldn't have gone well. But that is what it is. I mean, I can't blame them. They did what they needed to do. They stuck to what was going well. They need to do that when we're passing the ball well. Example, Michigan State. If you're doing something well, you should stick to it no matter what, and then throw in the wrinkles that you did today every now and then when you need to. I'm not going to say anything bad about Michigan today. The one thing, that's it. One thing was every time we had a chance to make a big play today, we should have won by more than 15 points. We really should have. Because every time we had a chance to make a play today, Moten with the dropped interception, all these missed opportunities on 3rd and long, 4th and long, should have stopped them, couldn't get the stop. And then Caden McNamara with the interception that could have put us up 14-0 on that drive or 10-0. We made some mistakes at some bad times, and we didn't make the big plays when we needed to, and Ohio State really did, so I started getting nervous, man. Smith-Njigba with an excellent catch on what was a pass interference. You got Garrett Wilson with an excellent touchdown catch. Olave with an excellent catch downfield, which reminds me, Ohio State, you got to be mad at your play calling. Today, I never thought I'd say this. Michigan out-coached Ohio State. I know you Ohio State fans are upset at the play calling today because you should have thrown the ball down the field more often than not. I know that you didn't have a ton of protection for C.J. Stroud, but if you roll them out against the pressure and you throw it deep, you put the pressure on Michigan. A lot of times we would be put in a situation where, one, your guys proved they could go up and catch the football and make excellent catches on the ball, or two, we get a pass interference call. You put the pressure on us, but you didn't do that. And Michigan's been privy to pass interference in that situation or give up the big play in that situation. And you only did it a few times. And to be honest with you, most of the times that you did it, it worked today. So you should have done it more. Ohio State also bailed Michigan out on the first drive of the second half. You run the ball 3 times up the middle, basically up the gut. Thank you. I don't understand that. I know you guys are frustrated because I've seen that with Michigan for the longest time. I will say that the offensive coordinator for Ohio State today did not earn his keep. they didn't do their job. They made a lot of mistakes. They left a lot of points and opportunities out on the field. To run the ball 3 times into the arms of Michigan, whose running defense was very, very good today to start the second half, and it was a big, big drive, 14-13 at the time. Man, I thought Ohio State for sure was going to just take the second half, and we were going to see what we usually see. I thought we missed all our opportunities, and Ohio State was going to take advantage of theirs in the second half. But no, you give it up. We score a touchdown. You give it up again. We score a touchdown again. I mean, give kudos to Michigan's defense. They played well. They got the pressure that a lot of people said they were going to get. They stuffed the run somehow, some way. Even with that, 30 rushes for 64 yards. Unbelievable. Great job, Michigan. But at the end of the day, there were plenty of times where Ohio State really played into our favor, and I'll take it all day, every day. Last thing I want to say, the big house crowd and the crowd today in my stream, thank you guys so much, man. You guys showed up and showed out. Ohio State, I've seen some fans complaining about the referees and stuff like that. Hey, welcome to our world, man. We've seen that. We've been in that situation plenty of times where we have to complain about the refs. It's not the most fun thing to do. Admittedly, Michigan got some calls today. Got some calls. More often than not, actually, we got some non-calls. Those were the biggest things that helped us out, where a lot of times where I saw there were maybe pass interference, or maybe Roman Wilson and your defensive guy, maybe that could have been offsetting in that situation. But there were a lot of non-calls that went our way and not your way. So I agree with that. But you know, the false starts and stuff like that, that's on Ohio State. That's on you guys for not being ready for the big house noise. And kudos to the big house noise for bringing it and bringing it with authority. I want apologies from the Ohio State fans that gave me crap in the prediction video. I was right about a lot of stuff. My guess on the game was 34-28. Michigan pounced in an extra touchdown at the end of the game, so my guess was pretty dang close, and a lot of the things I said we were going to do, we did. We took the ball first. I said we were going to keep it for 7 minutes. We kept it for 5, scored a touchdown. That's what I said we were going to do. I said we were going to get the ball back before Ohio State scored again, and we were going to tack on a field goal. Almost did that if Cade didn't throw an interception. And I said we were going to methodically move the ball down the field, chew up a lot of clock, limit your possessions, make C.J. Stroud, and he did. He looked great today, but there were moments where, you know, the pressure really did get to him, and it helped out, put him in bad situations. A lot of the things that I said were going to come into fruition came into fruition today. I said that we were going to run the ball and test the run and try to get that going. And if we did get it going, we'd continue to do it. We did. I said J.J. McCarthy would play 10 snaps. I don't know if he got quite to 10. I think he only played like 5, so maybe half of that. So I'm wrong about that, but I said he was going to play. Gosh dog it. I said he was going to get in the game. A lot of things I said came into fruition, and Ohio State fans didn't want to believe it. They didn't want to believe that Michigan could possibly really stand a chance in this game. Again, nothing against the classy Ohio State fans that are good to me. You guys know I would be the same way against my team. If we had lost this game, I would be hard and harping on them the same way, and I'd be harping on our fans the same way. So to the non-classy Ohio State fans, take your own medicine, make your own bed, do what you got to do. You lost the game. And a lot of things I said would come into fruition were right. I don't expect an apology. Most of you guys probably aren't going to watch this video. You're going to scapegoat and leave and never be seen again, and that's fine. But I'm always here all the time, and if I have to eat crow next year, I'll be here for that. But for now, Michigan wins. I can't believe it. I cried during the stream. 10 years in the making. Go blue, baby. We did it. I'm sorry, Jim Harbaugh. I love you.